Good morning. It's nice to see so many of you joining us virtually. Hopefully, you all had the opportunity to just read through the housekeeping. We have a lot to share with you this morning, and so we just want to be mindful of the time and make sure that you hear from everybody this morning. And so with that, I'll just give a quick overview of the agenda. So this morning, you'll get to hear opening remarks from Clark and Emily Lauritsen, our amazing campaign chairs this year. Then Brayton Higgy will give a brief overview of United Way of the Midlands. And then Kylie Gumbert will do kind of a walkthrough, a deep dive into our campaign headquarters, sharing the resources and tools that we have available online. And then lastly, this morning, we will open it up and you'll be able to hear from a couple guest speakers, as well as donor engagement. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce to all of you our President and CEO of United Way of the Midlands, Shauna Forsberg.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Jill. We are really thrilled to have all of you here with us today. You know, really the campaign managers are the heart of the campaign. We know that your efforts are really what will make a difference. And what we want to do today is have you walk away feeling really confident and ready to be successful. We know that COVID's really put a wrench in a lot of things for us as a country and a community, but I think you'll walk away today feeling really good and know that most importantly, now's a really important time for us to get involved. So I thought I would start off by sharing some statistics. And so if we could share the PowerPoint, that'd be great. So forgive me, are we able to see the slides, Jill? Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much. Just to give you an idea of really the massive impact that COVID has had in our community and honestly the whole country. 1 in 3 Americans took a pay cut or been laid off since this pandemic hit. And since the onset, at least 1,600 people have been applying for unemployment per week in the metro. And so we have a lot of people that have never had to ask for help, need help now. Next slide, please. So to give you an idea, our call center, which is our 211 helpline, we serve the whole state of Nebraska and Iowa, providing resources to individuals to get connected to programs and help when they need it. And we've seen more than 60,000 calls come in since the pandemic hit. This is about 142% increase over the previous year. And when you think about March and April of last year, we had massive flooding in our state in Iowa, in Nebraska and Iowa, and lots of people were needing assistance. So our call volume went up dramatically a year ago. And so it's really been eye-opening to understand how many people are struggling because of COVID. The types of calls that we've been receiving are for housing supports, utility assistance, calls related to healthcare. And healthcare can be obviously asking questions about COVID and where I get tested and things like that. But also we're having a lot of people call with mental health challenges. I think the isolation and things that have happened relative to COVID have caused challenges for people. And then as we've all seen, we've had dramatic increase in people requiring assistance with food. Next slide, please. So, you know, really United Way's whole goal and what we take great pride in is our ability to be able to pull together folks that want to help and to help connect those with people that need the help. And we've been doing that for 97 years here in the Omaha Council Bluffs community. You know, as we've been thinking about economic and disparities and racial disparities in our community and the recent challenges we've been seeing brought to light, it's now more important than ever that we get involved and help those that really need it, because unfortunately, individuals of color have been more disproportionately affected by COVID. And so it's so important for us to all get involved. So really, the big thing that we want you to feel good about is the team here at United Way is here to help you. We know you have very busy lives and are doing your day jobs, but we hope you also feel that now's the time to really step up and help, and that you've got an amazing team behind you here to help you be successful. There's also today, you're going to learn a lot about what we're calling our corporate headquarters site, but there's tons of resources available for you. And if there's anything we can do to make this journey easier for you, we hope that you'll reach out because we have a lot of resources here. Also, when you talk about resources and people, we've been so incredibly blessed to have Clark and Emily Lauritsen leading our campaign efforts this year. As you can imagine, we actually did planning twice back in January when we didn't know COVID was going to be impacting us this way. We had a lot of really interesting things in the works and had to pivot pretty quickly. And it was just handled with such grace by Clark and Emily and the entire First National Bank team to help us think through what we could be doing to help all of you be successful. So it's a real honor for me to introduce Clark and Emily, who have a few words to share with you. So thank you, everyone. Best of luck. And if I can help in any way, let me know. Clark, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Shauna. And I'm at work, Emily's at home. So Emily, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to welcome you and say good morning, and hope you're all doing well. And we look forward to a successful campaign and really appreciate all the time and effort you're putting into it. And if I may echo Shauna's comments, thank you to everybody at First National who has made this a seamless and very enjoyable process.
Yeah. And yeah, I know Alex on the line, so thank you and to that team. And Shauna, thank you and the entire United Way of the Midlands staff. I think what we've learned above all else through this process this year is that there is a lot in the way of resources and talent at the United Way of the Midlands that you as managers can avail yourselves of and will be really important, particularly in an unusual year like this where we can't gather in person the way we are all used to be effective. But
Absolutely.
I just want to thank everyone on this call, all the managers who are contributing so much time during a time when many of us are busy in different and challenging ways. You know, this, as Shauna said, is a really important year, and we see it at the bank significantly. We have a lot of customers who've been affected, a lot of employees, of course, and we sort of touch all parts of the community and see it in all sorts of ways. So it's really never probably been as important a year as this year. And I think that's something that's critical for us to message to our employees and to those engaged in the campaign and to those who are able and willing to donate to it, because that I think is a message that's really resonating. You know, we've kind of gone through an evolution this year. When COVID hit in March and the world sort of changed, we had a lot of conversations about what can a campaign even look like in this environment. And then by the summer we said, well, we can still have a campaign. It's just going to look a lot different, and it's not going to be as successful as past years. And I think now we've evolved to this can be a great campaign, and it should be a great campaign year based on the response we're getting from donors, frankly. Not everybody can give right now or can give at the same level, but those who can are, and we have convinced a number of people who previously haven't given to give, or to give at much higher levels than they have in the past, because they know that this is, of all years, the year to support the United Way the most. I've had people ask me, gee, I just want to help. I just feel like I need to do something to help right now. And my response to that is then give to the United Way, because the United Way can instantly put your dollars to good use efficiently and curate charitable giving within this community like nobody else can. And it's that brand of the United Way that right now I think is really resonating with people and is so valuable. So as managers, leverage that brand, leverage the time that we're in. And I guess the last thing I would add, just as a perspective from the bank, you know, leverage this time to have some fun. I mean, this is an unusual year. People can't gather quite the way they'd like to, but there are so many ways that these campaigns can and should be enjoyable and fun for employees and organizations, and we certainly are doing that. And I think people need that right now. They need it, more than ever, or more than any usual year. So this is a great opportunity, and we'll look back on this one day and say, isn't it amazing that we had this campaign and that it went so well? I firmly believe that, and Emily and I are thrilled to be engaged, and we will keep making calls and signing letters and doing everything we can. And if we can support any of you in any way, please don't hesitate to ask. So thank you so much, so much for what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Clark and Emily. Hello, everybody. My name is Brayton Hickey, and I'm the Manager of Communications at United Way of the Midlands. And today, I just want to give you a quick overview of our organization, so that way you're equipped to answer any questions that you may receive during your campaign. United Way of the Midlands has been committed to bringing together community partners to help those in need for 97 years now, whether that's helping people through everyday struggles, recessions, natural disasters, or the current pandemic. We know that before COVID-19, we actually had more than 100,000 people living in poverty right here in the Omaha Council Bluffs Metro. But now, as Shauna and Clark mentioned, COVID-19 has created an entirely new demographic, one we are calling the newly in need. And we know it's hard for just one person, one company, or one nonprofit to tackle all the challenges that our neighbors are facing right now. And that's why we approach poverty in a very specific way, what we call a united way. And we know that united starts with each and every one of you, which is why you will actually see this theme reflected throughout our messaging again this year. We know we need to work together with you, with other nonprofits, with companies, to really move the needle and make a difference. Now, what does this look like? Well, when somebody makes a donation to United Way, we invest that gift in more than 100 nonprofit programs that form a circle of support for people in need. So this circle is helping our neighbors access basic need supports. So things like healthy food, physical and mental health services, our 211 helpline, which people can call in order to get help finding a program or service that can meet their needs. The circle is also helping people access education supports. So things like mentoring, out of school time programs, early childhood education programs. And then finally, it is helping people with financial stability supports. So things like asset development, job training, or personal finance classes. We do know that somebody who needs food might also struggle with mental health or job stability. So that's why with access to this entire circle of supports, our neighbors are better equipped to tackle multiple challenges that they may be facing and then get back on their feet during difficult times. Now on this next slide, you'll see a visual representation of the difference that somebody makes when they support United Way. So when somebody joins hands with the 40,000 other donors, 600 organizations, and 9,000 some volunteers who support United Way, change really does happen. As you can see, during an 18-month time span, people like you help change more than 240,000 lives, which is absolutely fantastic. And this visual will be available in our campaign headquarters, so that way you can feel free to share it with people at your company if you want to kind of share the impact that somebody makes when they donate to United Way. Now on this next slide, you will see our UWM at a glance visual. We know that our donors are looking for a trusted partner who helps them make a real difference. So we wanted to share just how we make the most of each and every gift. First, we are community-wide focused. So to determine how to invest your donation, we continually assess which needs are most pressing and which are going unseen or unmet. So this allows us to adapt our response and meet rapidly shifting community needs during times like these. And our current community investments are actually a really good example of this. We shortened our grant cycle from our traditional 2 years to 1 year. This way, we and our community partners could adapt to the immediate needs of the community, and then we can reassess those needs in 1 year's time. We prioritized funding for agencies that were immediately responding to the pandemic. and we are now making another round of investments based on the community's needs for additional support. Now, secondly, we are committed to efficiency. We meet the Better Business Bureau standards for nonprofit efficiency, meaning we keep our costs low and invest more of your dollars back into local nonprofit programs. We are investing 93 cents of every dollar back into the community and will continue to strive to keep our overhead rate below 10%. Thirdly, we are impact driven. So each of the nonprofit programs that I mentioned earlier have been evaluated through our community investment review team process. And during this process, experts and volunteers from the community, people like you, review funding applications and actually make funding recommendations to our board. So this way, our donors know that their donations are funding programs that have been vetted and that are going to make the biggest impact in our community. Finally, we are results-based. So we collect results from every program we fund, and that way our team can measure the impact and share those results back with you and back with your companies. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and throw them up in the chat, and then I will answer them for you. But I am now going to hand it over to my colleague, Kylie. She's the manager of digital here at United Way, and she's going to walk you through our campaign headquarters site.
Thanks so much, Brayton. Hi guys, I'm Kylie. Thank you for being here with us this morning. Before I get into the site, I just wanted to start out by talking a little bit about our theme this year, which is the power of you. You are all superheroes who are making a huge difference in changing the lives of people in need in our metro. The work you're doing is amazing, it's so vital, and we're here to help you get that work done. So, some background on these workshops, if you haven't attended one before, traditionally they were in person, took place over the course of an afternoon. So what we've tried to do this year is put everything that we covered in those in-person events into the actual website. So that includes presentations from companies who would share what they've learned and offer advice. That way all the information is there for you on demand whenever you need it. I'm really excited to share it with you because we know campaigns are going to look different this year. But we're here to help. Because of that, we really beefed up this page to offer as much information and resources as possible. So I'm not going to talk through everything on here, but I'm going to walk you through each section and call out specific information that's either new or that we think will be especially helpful. And then after I go through the site, we'll end the webinar with a Q&A session and open dialogue. So if anything comes up, please just enter your questions into the chat and I will answer them as best as I can. So to start off here, this is just our homepage. I want to show you how to find the headquarters. So 2 different places. If you scroll down on the homepage, you're going to look for a yellow rectangle towards the bottom, which is right here, campaign headquarters. You just click that button, success starts here. This is also in our menu. Let me see if I can get this to show up. Go right down here, campaign headquarters. We'll go ahead and click that. So welcome, we're here. Before I scroll through, I wanted to point out this menu right here. Hopefully this makes it a little easier for you to navigate through this page and find what you need once you're a little more familiar. So just go ahead and explore that. With social distancing, working remotely, a struggling economy, we know campaigns are going to be different. We're here to help you plan and execute the type of campaign that makes the most sense for your organization. And we truly are so grateful for your support of local families in need during this difficult time. It really means so much. So thank you again for joining us and learning more about some different things we have for you today. Special thanks again to Clark and Emily and the First National Bank of Omaha team for partnering with us this year. They've been super awesome and helpful to work with, a really great partner. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll through each section, kind of give you an overview. So this first one here is Steps for Success. This is for those of you who might be new to running a campaign, maybe you just need a refresher. This is a simple step-by-step guide to get you started. So you've kind of got 7 steps in here, just to give you an idea of where to start, where to end. The second section here is training. So this has video presentations from amazing corporate partners like your own. Some of you are on this call right now who have really incredible insights to share about what they've learned running campaigns, how to better engage employees. take a campaign to the next level, and more. So this is new. Traditionally, we would have these partners come and speak in person. So this year we've asked them to share a video with their learnings and insights. So again, these are available whenever you need. And thank you so much again to these speakers for sharing your wisdom. These videos are awesome. So I highly recommend you take a few minutes out of your day to watch them. You can see here, if you've got 3 minutes, go ahead and watch that. We'll also, right here, you can see we have a recording of our last webinar. We'll go ahead and update that with this one. So if you ever want a refresher, you can always access this right here later. I want to call out this download videos button. We understand not everybody can access YouTube due to security, company regulations. So we've also uploaded videos to a site we use called Hightail, where you can download them if you need, share them with your team, whatever tools you use to do that. This next section here is campaign ideas, the good stuff. So there are still really fun ways to engage your team no matter where they're working from. This section here has a ton of different virtual and in-person fundraising ideas to help you get started, and that you can modify depending on what your needs are, what you're looking for. So I'm just kind of gonna go through this accordion here, which starts with staying safe during COVID. So these are just some safety recommendations if you are planning on having events in person. We just wanna make sure you're staying safe and healthy while you do the amazing things that you do to help our community. This next section has a ton of virtual ideas, which we're really excited to be able to share with you. Please take some time to sift through these if you aren't sure where to start with your fundraising events this year, because this will definitely help you brainstorm and determine what works for you. All of this is customizable, so take what you need, leave what you don't, sort of thing. This next section has virtual tools. Many of us are getting pretty used to using tools like Zoom here, but we wanted to call out some others. So if you want to learn more about Facebook Live, One Cause, which is an online auction platform, we wanted to compile some information here. I do want to call out Mobile Cause on here. This is a virtual fundraising tool that we use to create custom donation forms and event pages. So we just wanted to open this up to your team to use as well. As you can see down here, we've worked with several awesome local partners, including Conagra, Valmont, OPPD, to create custom online fundraising opportunities for employees, which allows them to handle less cash, more easily track dollars raised, and offer a simple, convenient way for your team to give in the moment. So I'll just open this briefly and kind of scroll through it just a little bit. But if this sounds interesting, please let your donor engagement representative know. Take a look at this document. We've got some examples of what it looks like, what we can customize, some things you should think about if you're interested, what you should take back to your team, all that good stuff. All right. And then down here we have the classics, good old in-person events, and ideas. So again, just make sure to read through the staying safe during COVID-19 section, just to make sure everybody's being safe and healthy. All right, Pick a Partner is new this year, and our hope is that it can help make your campaign seamless and special. By working with our fundraising partners, you can raise money for a good cause, support local business, and save yourself time and effort, which is always awesome. So if you're looking for a fun way to switch up your campaign this year, this is it. So you can see here we've got Nothing Bundt Cakes, Biaggi's, Krispy Kreme, Ideal Images, a t-shirt fundraiser. We also have some online auction options. So I'm going to go ahead and click this Get Started button for Nothing Bundt Cakes, which will take you to our Pick a Partner page. Should scroll me down here. There we go. So this page has more of the nitty-gritty details you need to know about how each of these partnerships work, so you can determine if it's going to work for you and your team too. So that includes contact information for partners, a description of the fundraiser, different options to choose from, how you might want to promote it, and if there are materials like flyers, when it's available, and also how the financial aspect will work. So you can see I'm scrolling down. From this page, you can see details for every Pick a Partner opportunity. So again, if you have questions, please let your donor engagement representative know. I do want to call out this t-shirt fundraiser, which is new this year. We have 2 different designs that employees can purchase. So we've got good old Nebraska Strong, and you've got Iowa Strong across the river too. And So if you want to purchase, just click that Shop Now button. When your employees check out, they will enter their company names. We'll make sure that those proceeds are attributed back to your campaign. So that all lines up at the end. And then down here we have some online auction tools. I mentioned One Cause earlier, which our team member Maureen is going to talk to you a little bit more about later during this webinar. But we have some other options too, including some free tools that you could use to get the same sort of effect if you're on a budget, that sort of stuff. Going back here, I'm going to show you our materials and content section. So this includes print materials like our investment brochure and pledge forms. We also have email content, digital materials, graphics, logos, videos. Hopefully it's everything you might need to share with your team about United Way and how donor gifts make a difference. So you can also reach out to your donor engagement representative to get some of these materials too, because we do have them on hand if you want physical copies. So just let us know. I'm going to start here by showing you what's on this print materials page. So first here we have our investment brochure. We also have our funded programs list. I know a lot of donors are really interested in knowing what all different programs their dollars are supporting. And then we have some one-pagers and brochures. Right here, if you want to print off a table tent for your office space, those are here. We've got an informational one-pager about our 211 helpline. And then Affinity Groups as well are down here. So if you have anybody on your team who wants to learn more about joining one of those, feel free to print these off, just send them the link, that sort of thing. Go back up here to Framing the Need, which is a new document that we created this year that frames the current needs in our community due to COVID-19 and how donors are making a difference and what we still need help with. So if you're looking for something like that that's really timely and actionable, this is a really good piece to share with your team. Scroll down here. Also have, some posters. And then finally, pledge forms. And then I also pulled those out on this main page, just in case that's what you're looking for. You can get there a little bit faster. So down here, we have our digital materials, so emails, success stories, images and graphics. We have our blog up here, which we update pretty regularly. I've got a PowerPoint and some videos. So this email document is a Word doc that has some copy and templates for you to use when you're communicating with your employees. So that includes community needs stats and success stories. So go ahead and take whatever you need from that. It's meant to be drag and drop, but that could be a good place to start if you're looking for email copy. Success stories is a PDF featuring stories from individuals and families in the Metro who have been through some really difficult circumstances, but with support from United Way donors, got the assistance they needed to build a better life. So I'm just going to scroll through this just so you kind of have an idea of what it looks like. But what we found is stories are one of the most powerful ways to communicate impact on your team and inspire donors. So we recommend looking at this document as you start planning because these are really moving. It gets you really excited about what you're doing. So for example, right here we can see we have some stories from our partner Chad or Combined Health Agency Strive, who's been a strong partner of ours for many, many years. These are all really inspirational and moving. So I recommend reading through them, sharing the ones that speak to you with your team, all that good stuff. So we've got quite a few on here. So make sure to check that out. Images and graphics. I'm gonna go ahead and show you this page. We talked about how our theme is the power of you. So if you like that, you think it'll resonate with your team, we wanted to offer some visuals that can help drive that home. So these are here. Looks like it's loading a little slow. There are more here, I promise. But these images can be used in email, on social, your intranet. They could be simply printed out and posted in your space. You can plug them into your own materials if you're creating those, however you want to use them. And then down here, sorry, it's being a little bit slow. There we go. We have stories in an image. So I just showed you that stories PDF. This is just basically a smaller version of that. So if you like those, but you want it kind of toned down a little bit, These are here for you, which again, you can post on social, print out, attach in an email, whatever you're feeling. If any of you noticed my video earlier, we also have some video backgrounds. So you can see I'm rocking the United Way flag one, which I was just feeling today. But we have 6 different options. This one, maybe if I click it, it'll show up. There we go, Power of You. So that goes with our theme too. So these are all here for you. Also a great option if you have a messy background, you can just toss this up and you're good to go. Mask Up Metro. This is a new section for those of you who might be joining us again today and attended a previous webinar. The goal of this campaign is to build awareness around the benefits of wearing a mask to prevent community spread. We have a ton of really amazing sponsors for this campaign, some of whom donated masks too, which we're currently dispersing to local nonprofits across town that are needing them. So we've created a bunch of different assets, including posters, flyers, social media posts for you to utilize if you'd like to share them internally. I can just show you this page here. If you want to view those, just click that button. You can see here we have 15 different designs. So share them internally, post them around the office. You could put them in your storefront, lobby area, whatever you like. So if you're looking for something like that, go ahead and check out our Mask Up Metro site. There's also a Mask Up Metro challenge where if we have any Creighton fans in the house, you know a Creighton fan, you could win this awesome basketball signed by Creighton University men's basketball head coach Greg McDermott. All you have to do is take a selfie with your mask on, post it on social, and use the hashtag MaskUpMetro. And then just do that by September 30th. We'll announce the winner early in October, and someone can take home that cool Creighton memorabilia. And then here again, we just have our sponsors. And then lastly on this page, graphics and logos. If you're looking to make your own materials, maybe some of the things that Brayton was talking about earlier resonate, like this image here, you can go ahead and just download it, plug it into whatever you need. So these are here. We've got logos. Bottom of every one of these pages has a go back button too, which make it a little easier to navigate, hopefully. Here we have a PowerPoint. These are slides that you can utilize for team presentations about United Way and your campaign. There's a bunch of helpful information and imagery too, including the images we just looked at on that images and graphics page. So if something like this is useful to you, you're looking for something like that, you can simply work off this file. A lot of the slides that we've actually used in this webinar are on there too. So that's there for you. Hopefully that makes communicating the value of United Way to your team a little bit easier. And then last in our materials section, we have videos. Oh, it went fast. Usually this page takes a long time. So we went ahead and put all of our different videos, including the training videos that we talked about earlier, onto one page just to make it easier to find what you need. Our agency partners helped us a ton with this and sent in videos explaining increased needs due to COVID. So there's a lot of really impactful stories on here. As you can see for our partners who run pantries, for example, many of them have seen needs double, triple, even quadruple during the pandemic. And families who are facing layoffs and pay cuts are struggling to put food on the table and access a lot of other basic needs. So if you're looking for that sort of messaging to share with your team, you think it will resonate, check out this COVID-19 video section. So many people are in need right now due to unemployment, like I mentioned, illness, kids being at home. So our nonprofit partners are definitely feeling that extra need. We really do need you more than ever this year, and these videos do a good job of sharing that. So second here, we have our agency speaker videos. Some of you may have worked with our nonprofit partners before to have an agency rep come out and speak to your team, share the needs in our community, how their gift makes a difference. With COVID, this is going to be a little trickier this year, so we just wanted to ask our agency partners to make a video featuring what they would normally present in person at a company like yours. But please know you can still request speakers in person. Just let us know. We just kind of wanted to offer both options. Third, we have those training videos again. And then lastly, we have some United Way community videos that, again, speak to needs in our community, share some success stories too. So any of these you can send to your team, play them at an event, however you'd like to utilize them. We added some new ones here for those of you who are joining us again. You can see here we have a nice message from our board chair, Gail DeBauer of Cobalt Credit Union. This here is our new campaign video. We have an inspiring message from Coach Greg McDermott, who was so gracious to join us during our campaign kickoff last month. So there's a bunch of good stuff in here. You can go to our YouTube channel to find more. And again, you probably noticed this download videos button in each section where you can download those to your machine if you aren't able to access YouTube. All right, next section is Why United Way. This is just a general overview of why we appreciate you so much, the difference you make in our metro. If I scroll down here a little bit, you'll see some video messages from campaign leadership, including Shauna, who you heard from earlier. Got top 10 reasons to partner with United Way. And then we wanted to offer some buttons just to learn more. So here you could access our new social responsibility page. If you or your team members have questions, you want to learn more about what we're doing around that. And then we have our Affinity Groups page here. If you have someone interested in joining Tocqueville, Women United, Emerging Leaders, becoming a bridge builder, you can share this link with them. We wanted to offer more information about our 211 helpline. We know probably a lot of employees are facing needs that maybe they didn't have before. Our 211 helpline is a great resource for that. So feel free to share this website with them where they can learn how to get in touch. And then here we have another page with more community stories. Volunteer opportunities. Despite COVID, you guys have seen this on the news too, a lot of nonprofits still need help more than ever in a lot of cases. Volunteering is a great way to give back, to help your team connect, whether it's virtually or in person while social distancing. Both options are available. So if you or your team members want to learn more about opportunities, see what's out there, go ahead and click that View Current Volunteer Opportunities button. Down here, a little bit about Good on the Go, which is a newer volunteer opportunity we started last year. A lot of companies have really loved the experience. It essentially involves assembling kits or care packages for people in need in our community. We still have ways to do these events virtually and while social distancing. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and click that Learn More button. You could download the brochure. And our Director of Volunteer Engagement, Danny Ullman, is going to be on here once I wrap this up. So she'll talk a little bit more about it and give you an idea of how we've modified this to still be an option this year if you're interested. And last but not least, our awesome donor engagement team. These are the representatives who are here to support you this year. So please shoot them a note whenever you want to brainstorm, you have an idea, you're ready to get your campaign off the ground, you aren't sure where to start. We're here for you. So I have all their contact information here. You can shoot them an email. We'll continue to update this page with new materials as we all try to adapt during this time. So we'll make sure to keep you updated on new additions or changes. If you have questions about the headquarters page, where to find things, please go ahead and enter any questions through the chat or ask during our open dialogue session, which is starting right now. So with that, I'm going to pass this off to Patrick, Mindy, and Maureen from our donor engagement team to take it away. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Kylie. As Kylie just said, my name is Patrick Kilcoyne. I'm here with Mindy Larambeek and Maureen Irish. We're all members of the donor engagement team. And we wanted to open up this time for you all to, if you have any questions, ideas, as the slide says, feel free to toss those in the chat box and we can talk about those a bit more. But before we get into that, I wanted to expand a little bit on something that Kylie said, which is that the option to have people come and speak is still an option. So if you're interested in having someone from donor engagement talk to employees at whatever company you're at, we're more than willing to do so. We can still work to coordinate agency speakers, which have been very popular in the past. And this can take on a lot of different forms. Very recently, we had Mutual of Omaha did a kick off with dozens and dozens of people, I think over 60 or 70 people joining and watching it. That included both James Blackledge, who's their CEO, Shauna Forsberg, our CEO, and then an agency speaker to help talk more about the impact and the needs of the community. But another option is, you know, if there's just a meeting that's going on already and you want to give 3-5 minutes to just go over United Way and what this campaign is, we're more than happy to hop on those too, because, you know, what we're seeing right now is that a lot of people really do want to learn more about the needs in the community, how agencies and programs are stepping up to make a difference, and then also how they themselves can get involved. So feel free to reach out to your donor engagement representative about that. As I don't see, let me check. Yeah, I don't see any questions in the chat right now. I would love to turn things over to Karen Spurlock from Rain and Hail. Karen has been a longtime supporter and longtime campaign manager, always comes up with great ways of injecting some fun and energy into their campaign, usually through the use of themes. And I know what their theme is this year, but I don't want to steal her thunder, so I'll turn things over to you, Karen.
Thank you, Patrick. Can you hear me all right? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Okay. I never know if I hit all the mute buttons or not. So yes, my name is Karen Spurlock, and I work for a crop insurance company. And I've been with the company for 32 years, and this is my 21st year of being a campaign manager. And we are looking forward to this year, trying to figure out how to do things a little bit differently. And as some of you are probably, this is your first year of doing this, and what I always struggled with is, where do I start? And so I'm hoping that we have an office of just 25 people in our office, and so we don't really have a budget. We work off of basically just things that I can either do or make, or whatever I can come up with on a very, very small budget. Our office, just to give you an idea that it is possible to do a very good campaign on a very small budget. Over the last 3 to 4 years, we have ranged anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000, which is about a pro rata of about $400 to $500 per employee, which I think is awesome for that small of an office. So if you're like me, my first question I always had was, where do I start? Where do I begin with creating this fun campaign to get everyone involved, to raise the most money that we can for United Way? And our 5 most important steps were, the first thing is you have to have a team. You cannot do it yourself. No matter how big or how small the campaign is, it's a lot of work. I have a team of 5. We have a group called our Stress Busters, and we do things throughout the whole year, but our Stress Busters team is the campaign team for United Way. And we all pitch in, we all help do everything to get all the activities completed throughout the week. The second topic, or the second rule we have, is we get our managers involved. I am one of the managers, so I kind of put a little bit of pressure on the others, but our division manager is very much on board, and he makes it fun. He challenges the employees to get involved in the games. He puts out competitions. He's very competitive himself. So I think that's very, very important, that if they're on board, it's always fun for an employee to beat their boss. Now, they might not live it down for a while, but they always do enjoy that. The third rule we have is, sometimes it just takes the asking of the employee to either participate or to donate to United Way. And so it's sometimes as simple as just to simply ask. Our fourth rule is to thank them. We're always thanking them. Throughout the week, I will put something on their desk just to remind them it's United Way. In our office, you don't have to be reminded it's United Way, because it pretty much has everything along the hallways, the decorations, the games, everything is, we're constantly be reminded that it's the United Way week. But we constantly thank them. It might be as simple as a candy bar with a little note on it, or I have a friend that owns a bakery and she made little bread loaves for me and said, you know, thanks for help raising the dough. Just simple things like that, that again, thank them for being part of the United Way campaign. And then the last rule that we have, and we think this is pretty important, is just have fun. Have fun with the week, show that you're engaged, show that you're very supportive of United Way, and it's amazing how others will participate and engage and get involved with it, with the week as well. So some of the other things that I have to hopefully will help is planning. You have to start early. We are already starting to come up with our theme, as Patrick said, and I will reveal that later. Again, the manager support, asking them, thanking them, and then having fun. Some of the themes that we have done in the past, and I search a lot on Pinterest. I also look at other United Way chapters throughout the United States of what do they have for campaign. I know the website's full of ideas. There's other chapters, I think they're called chapters, throughout the United States that have the same wonderful websites that we do here in the Midlands. And I steal a lot of ideas from there. So some of the themes that we have had, we've done Halloween, we've done circus, we've done Disney, we've done Western, Mardi Gras, movies. I mean, we just pick a theme and then everything is around that theme. Our 2020 theme this year is Dr. Seuss, and then we're really looking forward to that. I think we can have a lot of fun with that. And so that's our theme for 2020. The games that we have games every day of the week. We have one game on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we kind of pick the most favorite game. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have a game throughout the whole day. So we might play it 2 or 3 times, depending on what the popularity of it is. I look on Minute to Win It to get lots of games. You want something that's quick. That's you don't want to make it easy, but just make them quick, and so you can get lots of people through. We charge $1 to play each game, and so believe it or not, it's fun to see how many times someone wants to get their score up there. And then at the end of the week, we do give out prizes. The prizes are not anything big. They might be a little $20 gift card to Target or movies or gas or groceries nowadays would be a good one as well. So what's fun to see about the games is I've got a couple of people in the office that don't really donate to United Way, but they do come in and they watch the games, and then before I know it, they have $1 in their hand and they are playing the game. And I think that's kind of cool, because little do they know they're still donating to United Way, even though they say they aren't. And everything that we raise through all of our games, all of our foods, anything that we do that we collect money for, all of that goes back to United Way, and the office supplies all of the food, all the supplies, anything that's needed, maybe some small prizes. We have a closet full of promos that, everybody likes a shirt with the company logo on it. So sometimes we'll throw those in as well. What we do is on Monday morning, we put out a schedule so everybody's familiar with what the week's going to bring. We have some things, some simple as a breakfast cart. One of the stress busters will come around each morning and offer a breakfast cart. They could just have muffins and bagels and donuts and fruit and whatever on the breakfast cart. And again, all of that money, all the proceeds go back to United Way. On Wednesdays, we always have a meal deal, and I know some of you have. I know Greg with United Way came out one year and wanted to see what it was all about, and came enjoyed our meal deal. So let's see what else here. Some of the other notes is we always did have a guest speaker from United Way. We kind of chose one that kind of was relevant to our office. We at one time we didn't have a lot of younger folks in our office, so we chose more speakers that spoke to the majority of the people in the office. We always had a thank you lunch on Fridays, and again, that didn't cost anything. We just want to thank everybody, whether they donated or not, whether they came in and just sat and watched the games, just as a thank you for being part of the week. We also create a goal chart so we can see where we're at. Our goal for the week was always $10,000, and we have always, I think all but 1 year that I recall, have exceeded that, which I think is pretty awesome. We put out lots of reminders. We use email, we use notes on their desk or whatever of what's going on the next day. Just constant reminders. And then the most important, I think what's very important is you have to always make notes. After that end of that week, I always sat down, I took my spreadsheet that's full of everything, all the supplies, all the notes, and all the games, everything that we did, and write down what worked and what didn't work. That way you don't repeat what doesn't work or didn't work for the next year. My rule of thumb was, if it works, do it again, but not more than 2 years in a row. And if it didn't work, then don't do it again. Don't do it. Ditch the idea. And then the other thing that we did is we always invited retirees back to join in on the campaign on Friday. That we invite them back to the thank you lunch on Friday and ask them to donate as well. We've had some success with that, and some years we don't have anybody come back. So I think that's all I have, unless someone had any questions, or I would be more than happy to, answer or assist anyone if anyone needs some ideas on how to get started. It is a scary thing, but you just kind of have to go full force and go forward, and it is a lot of fun. And I do wish everyone good luck on your campaign this year.
Thank you so much, Karen. I definitely agree with a bunch of what you said. Just the importance of having a team, planning thoroughly, and keeping it really fun. I just love that emphasis on fun there. We're fortunate to have another one of our campaign managers who I see as an absolute expert on communicating the campaign, and actually her company, Visiting Nurse Association, which is one of our funded agencies, does have a video on our campaign HQ specifically on effectively communicating campaigns. But we're fortunate enough to have her in person. So I'd love to turn it over to Dr. Carol Patrick.
Hey, thank you, Patrick, and good morning to everybody. What I would really like to share from the perspective of Visiting Nurse Association, well, first of all, we are a proud United Way agency, and we have for 97 year partnered with United Way when United Way was actually known as Community Chest. So, but it's really important at Visiting Nurse Association that we not only are a recipient of those funds, but that we assist in raising those funds within the community. It's not just about how patients and clients at Visiting Nurse Association benefit, but how the entire community benefits from United Way. So a couple of things that I would share then within that context as you go into your campaign. First and foremost is don't assume that your employees understand United Way. Make sure with all these wonderful pieces that the United Way team has provided and that you've been walked through on the website, make sure that your staff as part of the campaign understand the value of United Way, understand what that's all about. And then more than that, understanding maybe some of the specific agencies that benefit from that. even as a United Way agency, I have 400 employees, and all of them do not understand how it benefits our organization as a whole. So we make sure to share that. And I think there's no better way to share that than through stories of the people who are impacted. I believe with all my heart when it comes to raising funds that people give to people. And so the more you can solidify an understanding into the benefit of human beings, the more you are going to be successful. So share the stories, share the videos from the website, but also don't hesitate to get in contact with agencies like mine, with other agencies that are willing to come out to your organization or share virtually, and really hone in on those stories and on that human aspect. Another thing that has been hugely successful with my staff has been breaking down the impact of their donation. And it's one thing to understand how they can impact the community. It's another thing to break down, for example, the payroll. We do that payroll deduction piece. And the first year I broke it down and had folks understand that for $2 a pay period, they were making a $50 donation to United Way. I literally saw light bulbs going off, and they're going, well, $2 a pay period, I can do that, right? $4 a pay period, $100 donation to United Way. Help folks understand that. Help folks understand that if your agency, if your organization is allowing them to do that payroll deduction, that's the cost of a coffee, right? That's the cost of a meal out. And what we want for our employees to feel is that this isn't something that's overwhelming, that it's something that they can do, that they can contribute, and it's not everybody has a big budget, but they can still do this through their budget at home. Another thing that we do as an organization as part of our United Way campaign is we have a raffle system, for lack of a better word, and for everyone who donates to United Way, we have little prizes that they can put their name in for. And the way that we come up with those prizes is we utilize our corporate credit card account, which has built up points. And then we go in to the website on the corporate credit account and we grab a few things off of there. Last year we had a Dyson vacuum cleaner and some Bose speakers. And then folks, if that's what some of your employees need, is a little bit of an incentive, then that's a great thing, right? So you make your donation to United Way, you put your tickets in the jars for some of those things, and then we have a drawing at the end. And for some folks, that's a great thing. I'll finish up just saying, it's important to acknowledge how COVID has impacted and will continue to impact our campaigns this year. We can still make this happen. We can still make it a very successful campaign. When COVID first hit in March, one of the things that I just sent out an email to our staff and asked them to send in selfies with masks, actually, as we were starting the whole COVID process. And I found that our employees like to do things like that. It's a way of showing how they are a part of the solution. within this community. And we have been, actually, we have been treating COVID positive patients since March. And so I encourage you to find ways that your employees can be a part of, can show, that they're invested. And so I love the Mask Up Metro challenge. Encourage your folks to be a part of that. And just encourage them overall. Encourage your board members to contribute in small ways. I think selfies, I think short videos, those types of things that that show the contribution are all great things. And we can still make this a very successful campaign for United Way. And those are my last words. Do everything you can as organizations to contribute to the United Way campaign, because our community needs this. And our agency, speaking as a nonprofit agency, we need your support, and we are grateful for your support. So thanks, Patrick, for the chance to share on that.
Thank you so much, Carol. And thank you for that call to action. I definitely appreciate that, as well as your emphasis on storytelling and just explaining how payroll deduction works. So one question we've been getting a fair amount, we talk about these different events. A lot of companies in the past have held auctions or silent auctions, and the question has kind of been, how can we do that in this environment? So I'd love to turn things over to Maureen Irish to discuss that a little bit.
Thank you, Patrick. Good morning, everyone. My name is Maureen Irish, and I serve as the Director of Corporate Relations for United Way. I want to just share a little bit of information about virtual auctions with you today. Our goal this year is to really provide you with all the tools and resources you need to pivot your auction to a virtual platform. And if this is your first year wanting to hold an auction, this information will really help you get started and just give you an overview of the information and resources we have available. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to do a very quick, brief overview, but I do want to mention Kylie had pointed out that pick a partner section, and the information on our auctions is included in that pick a partner section. It has all the nitty-gritty details down to how much credit card fees are, all the different features that each of the platforms offers. So I would encourage you to check out that section under pick a partner for some more information. But just real quickly, I do want to mention some of the opportunities. So One Cause is the first platform that we're offering. One Cause is a very robust platform. It has a lot of different features, and I've included some of them on this slide, some of their most popular features, but this is really the tip of the iceberg in terms of what they can offer you. So if you are interested, I would encourage you to reach out to Chad, who's our One Cause representative, and he can schedule a demonstration with you or your campaign committee to kind of get you started. As I mentioned, One Cause is kind of the Cadillac of auction systems, so it does come with a price tag. They have been so gracious to offer a $1,000 discount to partners of United Way. So when you mention that you're running a campaign through United Way, they will give you a $1,000 discount. The price is still $1,450, but it is, I do want to mention, for a year-long contract. So if there are other events that you do throughout the year, and again, I know many of those will also need to be pivoted virtually, but if you do like a golf tournament or any kind of in-person event that needs to be run electronically this year, this is a great opportunity for you. And the other thing I want to mention is if you wanted to hold your United Way campaign auction through One Cause for 2 years, you could actually do that on a 1-year contract, just depending if you adjusted your dates for next year. So that's just something to consider. But we do have some free and more cost-effective platforms that I'd like to mention. That's 32 Auctions and Winning Cause. So what we like about these opportunities is that they both have free packages available, and so it doesn't get more cost-effective than free. But in addition to that, they have an opportunity to pay for upgrades. And what I like about that is you're only paying for the features that you want. And For any upgrades, it's a very small fee ranging from $20 to $30. So it's very affordable and cost effective. They do a great job. So again, the information for one cause or for 32 auctions and winning cause is also on our Campaign HQ site. There is a link to schedule demonstrations with each of them if you're interested in learning more about those platforms. And then the last opportunity that we wanted to mention is kind of a manual approach. So this would be utilizing Google Docs or SharePoint or another platform that allows you to share a document, and using that as a electronic bid sheet so people can place their bids on that shared document. And we actually have noticed that a lot of schools and nonprofits run their virtual auctions this way. So on our Campaign HQ site, we've provided some links to videos that really detail the steps involved in running an auction through this method. And so it's other nonprofits who've created these videos and just going into great detail about how to implement them. So those are very helpful if you're interested in this opportunity. The first step, like I said, if you are interested in running an auction this year, we hope that these tools and resources really provide you with some great insight on how to get started. I would recommend just letting your donor engagement account manager know that you're interested in auction, and that way we can ask you some more questions, learn more about the type of auction that you want to run, and then we can help you determine what would be the best course of action and make a great recommendation for you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jill to conclude us today.
Want to just say thank you, Maureen, and thank you, Patrick. Also want to say thank you to Clark and Emily and the First National Bank team, and also to Carol with BNA and Karen with Rain and Hail for sharing some insights and tips. I know that we are keeping you a bit over our time this morning, but hopefully you found that the information that we shared today was helpful. Next Wednesday, the 23rd, we have a special guest speaker, Chris Gardner, who the movie The Pursuit of Happiness is based on. Just a dynamic and inspiring speaker. And if you haven't registered, would encourage you to do so. It's one that you won't want to miss. And you can do that on our website. Go to unitedwaymidlands.org/register. And if you have already registered, would also encourage you and welcome you to share with your family and friends. It will be a great event. You'll also get to hear from a couple of our funded agencies from Latino Center, Albert Varas, and Tom Warren with the Urban League. And then also on our site, you'll see some information about our annual meeting that's on October 23rd, and we'll be hosting that virtually. And then lastly, as we just kind of wrap up, I would like to just leave everybody on this note. And as we close and end our time together this morning, that it really is amazing to be surrounded by all of you. And I've shared this the last few times, that all of you not only are talking the talk, but you guys are also walking the walk. And you guys are rallying your group, your organizations to pledge, fundraise, give of your resource and time, and also participating in special events, all the while raising a lot of money for our community and for those who need a helping hand. And as Shauna shared and Clark and Emily expressed earlier, that we know that the need is great, and that we have people for the first time who are raising their hand, needing help, that have never asked for help before. And so as we look to this campaign year, we need each of you more than ever. We know that you guys get asked to give to many things, and we are truly humbled by the generosity that each of you, what you guys do and what you raise. And so we want you to know that we are here for you to help you and your committees be successful. So please don't hesitate to reach out. You are all superheroes making a difference in our community. Thank you for joining us, and have a great Thursday.